thinking next week we get something funkier and dirtier? Daddy. Hey, one time my wife and I, it was crazy. All right, it may take you a while. It may take you quite a bit of time to find it. But, okay, everyone, Christ, I need some help. Can I have a heart?
Focus up. I'm talking to you, Jenna. Just got some great news. No need to talk about it. No, she's not moving to America yet, but we're still working on that pathway. She's has some great news, and I'm just happy for her. She's in a very good mood, which is very odd because she's so much rage and has to come back to the Canadian food is my guess. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Welcome to the Rubio Method. My name is Chris Rubio. This is episode 106. 106. Holy hell. We've got a great show. It's going to be all over the place today. Thank you for everyone that's watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. We're not sure if it's live on that one. They had some sort of issues. X, Spotify, and iTunes will be up within 24 hours. So what are we going to talk about today? Like I said, we're going to be all over the place. Under Everything Happens for a Reason, I'm going to talk about traveling with a female and how my lunch was ruined by a bunch of females. It's a funny story now that it's over. There are winners and losers in life. We're going to talk about how USA dominates Canada yet again, this time in a food challenge. I'm pretty sure Chevy and Nasty might be talking about this because I sent them the link tonight at 9:30 on the ride. I'm not sure if they are. They probably won't have as much good things to say, but too bad. Accept and embrace. I guess we're done caring about Ukrainians. If you haven't heard this story, which if you only watch mainstream media, you have definitely not heard of it. This is a really sad, disgusting, pathetic story. I'm going to try to get through it kind of quick, simply because I don't want to stay on the negative too much, because it's a weird story. Working hard is not enough. One of the things that went really viral this weekend was a thing about this Phillies Karen. I think that's her official nickname now, where she is just a dork and she is getting drugged through the water right now, or the water, one of those, and she deserves it. And then confidence is the key. We got 5 quick questions coming from Jenna. I don't know what they are. She has not told me, so we're going to just see how it goes. So let's get the show started. Everything happens for a reason. My lunch was ruined. I take every meal very seriously. As soon as I start eating a meal, I start prepping for the next one. But I'm very serious about my food. I love my food. I can't stand the last bite of my meal because I know that's my last bite until my next meal. And so your last bite's got to be perfect. So I'm traveling with my wife back from Eugene, Oregon. Our football team, Montana State, went and played Oregon, got curb stomped, but they should. Oregon's got a $40 million roster. Montana State's roster is like 2 Wiener Schnitzel hot dogs, a corn dog, and a Subway sandwich. And it should, because it's 2 different levels of football. One's high FBS, one's FCS. And I thought, actually, Montana State didn't do that bad. They got blown out by like 48 points. But all in all, I thought they did okay. So we're driving back. And if you've ever driven on a car road trip with a dude, you know, one of the things that dudes want is to make good time. They always want to make good time. You want to leave at a certain time. You want to get there, go. Even if you don't have to get there at a certain time, you want to make good time. You dudes hate pulling over to stop for directions, even the bathroom, because everyone that you've passed on the road thus far, you got to repass again. All right. And so, but my wife doesn't understand this. She likes to just take her sweet time, and she's, as they call it, a passenger princess. She does a great job at that. And so anytime we're on a drive, let's say more than 5 hours, she has to stop and eat, go to the bathroom, do whatever she got to do. But we're not allowed, quote unquote, allowed to stop at just a fast food, where I would just say, let's go into a Zip Trip. Let's go into like the gas station. Let's get a McDonald's or something, get something real quick. We're on the road, we're eating. She likes to sit down for an hour to an hour and a half, lunch, dinner, whatever meal we're encountering as we're on this road. So we're going through Oregon, and I don't even know where it was. It was a really nice part of Oregon, kind of just laid back, beautiful. It's where a lot of windsurfers are, if that helps out anyone that's been on that road. Coming back from Eugene, Oregon to Lewiston, Idaho, there's some spot where a lot of windsurfers hang out, and I'm talking tons of them. I should have sent Jenna the video to post, but it doesn't need to be there for this story. So we stop at this really nice hotel, and this hotel is famous because it looks over this bluff. It's got waterfalls. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's an old-timey hotel, but they have weddings there. Cool. It's a nice hotel. We sit down. This, let's say 65, 70-year-old, looks like a librarian, is our waitress. nice looking lady. She's very polite. You could tell she's just having a good time. It's a Sunday afternoon and she's there making a couple extra bucks. I don't know if this is her full-time job. She's a good waitress, but she's looked like one of those older type of waitress grandma ladies where you just want to give her a hug. You want to sit down, have a cup of tea with her, hear some life stories that she's got, whatever you want. So we're sitting there and all of a sudden view's beautiful. I'm already pissed off because we should be making better time, but no, we got to sit here for eat for an hour and a half. All of a sudden I hear some voices and I look to my left from the entryway and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 girls, ladies, if you will, that are ranging from ages, let's say 21 to 30. I don't know. They looked younger than me and they were put together. You could tell they had some money with them and each one was put together better than the last one. We're talking makeup, surgeries, all the good stuff. Okay. They have paid for some things. Let's just say that. And they're coming in prim and proper. And I can see one of them in the front, looks like the lead one. She's got a notebook. And immediately I think to myself, holy Jesus, this is a bridal party. And I don't want to hear it because they're going to sit down and sure as hell, they are sitting 4 feet from me, right behind me. And I can see that they open the notebook, they sit down and they're doing everything that girls do that dudes hate. They're talking loud. They are, oh my God, you look so beautiful. You look so pretty. And it's like, you just drove in the car with them. You know that, or you saw them yesterday. You don't need to express how beautiful you think Sally is. All right. You just saw her. You probably FaceTimed her on the way in. No one cares. All right. Now this older waitress goes to serve them and immediately the head, I'm going to go with this is the bride. Let's just say with the bride. Cause she's got, or the bride's what is the maid of honor? Is that the second official one? She opens up the notebook and they start talking. She goes, okay, I'd like to know all the gluten-free options on the menu. And so immediately I'm looking over like we discussed on my face because, okay, whatever. And so but she proceeds to say, this soup, is it gluten-free? And the waitress goes, yeah, it says gluten-free underneath it. She goes, okay, well, what if that's salad? Is this gluten-free? And I look to my wife and my wife is starting to laugh because inside you could see, because she's doing one of these chuckles because she knows my patience is going from here to here. I'm starting to lose it because this lady, the bride or bride's maid of honor, or whatever, she's going through literally the entire menu. And this is not a small menu. We're talking 30, 40 items. And she's going through every single item. So this tortellini, is this gluten-free? And the waitress is like, I don't know. It says it's made gluten-free. So then the bride or maid of honor says, can you go back and check the ingredients with the chef? And the waitress goes, oh, okay. And I'm looking over like, oh my God. So she made the waitress go back and forth 15, 16 times just to double check if these things were gluten-free. So she was like making her open packages, open and reseal these, boxes and all that stuff just to see, hey, honey, if it's that big a restriction for you, and if it's that big a code red, bring your own food because you're a pain in my butt already. And I'm not even going to the wedding. Then this brings up my rules that I've always told my boys of here's what you're not going to date in life. Okay. You're going for a date. Here's the 3 characteristics you are not allowed to date. Number 1, redheads. That's not obvious. Everyone knows that. I never knew that I was going to say that. Redheads. They're sinister. That's all I need to say. Number 2, smokers. Okay. You can't be dating some chick that smells like a dirty ashtray. Number 3, and this might be the most important one, even more important than not dating a redhead. You can't date any girl that when she speaks, she holds the last syllable of her sentence. For instance, is this gluten-free? That's something that I don't want to hear. Oh my God, you look so good. If you are dating someone, or my sons, if they know this, my friends' kids know this. I've told them, I can tell like one of my long-term friends, I can call his kid right now. He's like 26 years old. I say, what are my 3 rules of dating? He'll say, no smokers, no redheads, and they can't hold the last syllable. It's a given. So ladies, stop doing that. No one likes it. Everyone knows it's fake. Even Jenna laughs, so she knows it's real. Okay. It's one of those where it's just unbecoming. No one wants to hear it. Just speak. When you're done with a sentence, it's over. Why no redheads? Jenna, they're crazy. Jenna, I've said this multiple times, and I swear my I don't want to say interest for redheads has elevated since I moved to Idaho, but I grew up with one redhead in my life. Guy I played football with. He was easily the meanest human being I've ever known in my life. He's the kind of guy that would kill your family and then go after the rest of your family in different countries. He wouldn't care. No, Jenna, I wouldn't say they're a witch, not like a gypsy or something like that. It's just, if you've been around redheads, you'll understand. That's all I can say. And I know I have a sign that says it's not a party until the redhead shows up, but a redhead gave me that, probably a camera, a microphone on it. You just can't trust them. I've said it for years. So no smokers, no redheads, and you can't hold the last syllable. That's all I'm saying. Should I have let it go? 100%. Did they ruin my lunch? 100%. It's okay. I had another meal later than that. Let's move on from that. I just wanted to tell that quick story. There are winners and losers in life. USA is dominating Canada yet again. And this isn't one of your hometown events. There's a World Poutine Championships for, my God, I have no idea why. I'm assuming it's just around prisoners or something like that. I don't get it, but it's one of those things that I guess people gather around for the World Poutine Championships. Hold on, I did a comment. Those rules feel extremely fair. Thank you, Matt Askin. He gets it. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not saying these are big rules. I'm just saying no smokers, can't hold the last syllable, and no redheads. I feel like that's a heavy majority of the population. And I think I read somewhere, Jenna, we may have talked about it on a different show, where the redhead gene is actually dying off because if redheads and other redheads don't mate and they don't start breeding, I guess that gene is dying off. So even the redheads are finding out about redheads. That's not me. I don't know what to tell you. That's science. So back to their winners and losers in life. USA is dominating. Joey Chestnut. Everyone knows who Joey Chestnut is. If you don't, he's the dude that 4th of July does the Coney Island hot dog contest and he wins every single year in like 10 minutes. He eats like 173 hot dogs or whatever that is. There is a World Poutine Championship. My God. I'm assuming, like I said, this is just for prisoners or people who have no tongue or they have no taste bud. But Jenna, let's roll the video on this and watch USA's domination.
Let's go! They are offered racing, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, that's enough. That's legit making me want to vomit because he's not even using his any utensils. Are you supposed to use utensils, or are you just supposed to get that container and just throw it in the trash, Jenna? Because he's just shoveling it in, and he won. That is like the biggest spit in the face to Canada. That this is your hometown meal. This is your big one. This is all you guys got. Well, syrup. You guys kick ass in syrup too, though, right? Syrup's a big one for you guys, but I think poutine is it. Like, there's not a lot of delicacies besides poutine and syrup. And I've already established poutine is not a delicacy. Randy and Chevy will argue with me all the time. It's not. Don't forget to watch them tonight at 9:30, by the way. I wanted to talk about that. Jenna says, I have only ever tasted the odd poutine. I can't bring myself to order one because it's so unhealthy. Too much grease. What the hell's odd poutine? They're all odd. They're all terrible. Okay. What isn't it just potatoes and cheese? Yes. Jenna says someone else always orders and then she just tastes it. I feel like as a Canadian, you have to. Like, does someone at your table, Jenna, when you guys go out to eat in groups, does someone have to order poutine? Is it like chips and salsa at a Mexican restaurant? They just bring it out because they know someone. Everybody orders it, she says. Holy Jesus. Do you guys not all the time? Do you guys not have real food? You guys can't think it's good. Like, it's at every fast food restaurant. Oh my God. Jesus. Things are worse than I thought. This is sad. I legit feel bad for you people. Oh my God. What a nightmare. So every restaurant. So do you have Applebee's in like Olive Garden? Do they have poutine on their menus? Even rinks? What the hell's a rink? Are you talking about an ice skating rink? A hockey rink? Is that abbreviated for Canada? Yes, a rink. So that didn't help me at all, Jenna. I asked 4 different questions. We'll just go with ice rink. I don't know. Ice skating rink is a rink. Okay, so much for Jenna's good mood. She's pissed off at me again. Here we go. Hockey rink. Okay. So speaking of food, we're going to tell one quick story, then we're going to take a quick commercial. There's this guy going around on the internet. A lot of people didn't see it. Jenna, can you pull up this pic of the dude who is an absolute legend? He faked 20 heart attacks. 20 heart attacks to get 20 free meals. Man faked heart attacks 20 times at 20 different restaurants to avoid paying his bill. Number one, what an incredibly fat thing to do. And he's not even fat. I mean, that one picture in the green shirt is not exactly attractive, but that's not a good looking photo. But to do 20 different times, I mean, just can you imagine the dedication this guy did? And I wish there's got to be some video that we could find of him. Is he like throwing himself on the ground? Is it just like, oh, my heart? And then he just kind of fakes it and lays down? Is he going to the point where he like falls down, maybe hits his head and waits for the ambulance? Is he powering through whole meals? Like, obviously he's not doing, well, poutine would be actually a good one because it could give you a heart attack or an aneurysm or a stroke or something. But what a legend to do it 20 different times, because he's got to do it obviously in a populated area, and he's got to do it to where I need to know his dedication level. Did he just, like I said, did he, oh, my heart, I need a free meal? Or was he, and he's struggling, he falls on the ground and does all that? What an absolute legend. I just wanted to start with those two stories. One, USA dominating Canada. Yet again, sorry, Randy and Chevy. You guys can discuss it 9:30 p.m. tonight on The Ride if you'd like. I'm not sure if you want to, because it's so much pure American domination. And also this legend. On that note, Jenna, I'm out.
You have been watching The Rubio Method. Take it away, Rubio.
Focus up. I'm talking to you, Maddie. You know the rules. Blaze says my name. Jesus, what was that about? Says my name or no fraternity. It's very, very simple. Welcome back to episode 106 of the Rubio Method. Jenna's behind the scenes doing all the great producer work. I want to thank everyone that's watching right now on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. It'll be on Spotify and iTunes within 24 hours. It's also on X and TikTok and all that good stuff. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, tell someone we're going on right now. All right, accept and embrace. This is a very, very bizarre story, because if you have been watching mainstream media, you have not heard anything about this. All right. So there's this Ukrainian immigrant, okay, this Ukrainian girl, young girl. Her name is Irina Zarutska. She fled Ukraine because, I don't know if you guys know this, there's kind of a war going on in Ukraine. She said, hey, I got to get out of here. I'm a refugee. I'm going to America. She's working at a pizza restaurant. And on August 22nd, she was stabbed to death on a Charlotte commuter railroad, like a little train car, by a career criminal named DeCarlos Brown. Career criminal, you're saying, Rubio, what are you talking about? How would you know all this? So here's the thing. It just came out this weekend, but it happened August 22nd. Why do you ask? It just came out this weekend because camera footage finally was released, and everyone's kind of up in arms about it, or else no one would have talked about it, because let's say it's September 9th right now. And so we're looking at 20 days basically, and no one's talked about it. So this lady, let's just talk about the guy first, DeCarlos Brown. He's been arrested 14 times. 14 times. Jenna, do you have that picture of his mugshots? It basically looks like one of those Hallmark photos you see where in families where they have the kid who's grown from kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. There's the lady, and there's DeCarlos Brown. He's been arrested 14 times. This next one will be 15 times. And his last time, he got out with cashless bail because he wrote a handwritten letter to the magistrate judge. This is not a lie. You can figure this out. You can look it up on your own. And just said, I promise to come back to court. She let him go with that. He's been arrested 14 times. Obviously, this guy is not providing a lot to society. Okay. He's an absolute waste of space. All right. If they would have just kept him in jail, this murder wouldn't have happened. So if you have not seen this video, the first part of the video, it's not graphic. Okay, it's not graphic at all, but it's going to show you the timeline of what happens here. She walks on the train. She's got her headphones on. She's got her pizza uniform on. She just come off shift. She's just sitting there enjoying her life, looking at this. And all of a sudden, the guy behind her in the red sweatshirt, you'll see he takes out a pocket knife and then go ahead, Jenna. Let's play this one. Okay, pause right there, Jenna, pause. Okay, so right now, they pause the scene where he's about to stab her. Notice they've had no contact with one another. She didn't turn around and say, hey, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah. In hindsight, she probably should have looked around a little, her circumstances. Of course, she just came from Ukraine where there's literally a war going on. So probably she said, USA is probably safer. I shouldn't have to worry about this. All right, now, this guy's going to stab her. They're not going to show it on this video. They're not going to show it on this video. Then watch how nonchalant right there. Jenna says he pretended to sleep literally right before he got up. Okay. So he's got a plan of attack. That's what Jenna's getting to. He's got a plan of attack because you know damn well they're going to claim he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He's insane. So he opens the knife, pretend he's sleeping. It's about to be go time. Go ahead, Jenna. Pause it, Jenna. Okay, for those that are listening on Spotify and iTunes, he's now up. You do not see the victim. He's got his red sweatshirt still on. The knife is just gushing blood, and you can see it where he's just walking by people, and it's still gushing blood. Okay, go ahead, Jenna. Okay. So then for those that are listening on iTunes and Spotify, he then takes his hand, takes off a sweatshirt, wraps up his hand in the knife, because I think when he stabbed her, he accidentally got himself as well. Too bad for him. And he's decided now, okay, I'm going to cover it up. So I'm going to walk off the train now. And he got off the train. He later was arrested. But my point is, if he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, would he have known to do that? No, he would have just sat there, probably licked the blade, put peanut butter on his inner thigh, and waited for a puppy or something like that. He would have, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs doesn't know to do all this stuff. So it's one of those things where he openly stabs her repeatedly. She dies. We're going to get to that in a second. He proceeds to walk around, leave the scene, notice that, oh, I'm bleeding all over the place. The knife still has blood all over it. Maybe I should take my red sweatshirt off, cover it up, and then leave. And you can see one dude, he kind of walks by and he's like, is that blood on the ground? And turns around and looks, but nothing really happens. All right. Now, this happened a while back, but it just came out publicly because the footage was released. Finally, someone's like, we need to see the footage on this. What's going on? How did this happen? And if you hear right off the bat, everyone's like, okay, don't make it racial. Don't make it racial. Don't make it racial. If you can imagine if the races were switched, and I don't know how well you could hear that, the audio in that, he actually does I got that white girl. I got that white girl. Okay. So I don't know if he's got an issue with white people, Ukrainians, whatever. Okay. So Jenna says 100% or 1 billion% she could hear it. And so that's what happens. Now you got everyone on one side saying, okay, you got to get this guy and throw away the key. Number two, everyone on the one side say, well, let's not make it about race. Let's not make it about race. But if it was flipped, would it be about race? I'm thinking probably would be something. I don't know. Maybe I feel like there was, some George Floyd, things like that. And you're like, Rubio, they had to have mentioned this on the mainstream media. No, they haven't. And let's put it this way. The New York Times, pretty big publication, one mention of her name yesterday. Up until then, not one time. In case you're wondering how many times they mentioned George Floyd, 5,313. How many times did they mention Trayvon Martin? 1,149. How about Michael Brown? 2,652. And finally, when they did report on it, here's the New York Times headline. A gruesome murder in North Carolina ignites a firestorm on the right. Let me repeat that. A gruesome murder in North Carolina ignites a firestorm on the right. So instead of saying, hey, this guy's been arrested for 14 times, he should not be out on the street. Let's focus on how there's a firestorm on the right because the right is pissed off that someone, and here's even the better part, or not a better part, but just the more ironic part, of Ukrainian descent, because everyone is all about, yeah, Ukraine, we got to fight for Ukraine. There's literally a Ukrainian woman in America seeking refuge. She's murdered. And all of a sudden, we're not talking about Ukraine anymore. Seems a little odd. And so here's the aftermath video. And this shows how really bad it is. Warning, this is not a pleasant video. We're not going to show the whole entire thing. Jenna, go ahead for the aftermath video. Okay. For those listening on iTunes and Spotify, he gets up, he stands right there. He proceeds to get his knife in his right hand, stab her in the throat. She doesn't even cry or wince. She just looks up like, what the hell just happened here? And then now he does it, I think 2 or 3 times, right at her throat, right at her neck. And he looks and says, she just looks up and now she's got her mouth covered. No one comes to help. Go ahead, Jenna. She looks around. For those listening on iTunes and Spotify, she covers her mouth. She looks around to all the passengers because there's passengers on this train to like, did everyone see that? And what just happened here? Like, because she's in complete shock. All of a sudden she starts bleeding out. There's blood on the seat already. She basically faints to the left and now she's fainting on the ground, where now she's on the ground and she's just there. And still no one comes to her aid for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes. I'm not going to show the rest of it because it's all just blood just pouring out from the bottom, but it's 2 minutes. Now you're thinking to yourself, okay, Rubio, but what about Daniel Penny? Oh, that's right. Remember Daniel Penny was the guy we spoke about who was on that New York City subway and some crackhead got out of hand and was trying to stab people and Daniel Penny tackled him and he was arrested because he put the guy in a chokehold. He's a former Marine and the guy ended up dying. But it was basically his own fault. He had him in his chokehold. The guy was cracked out, beyond his belief. He would have died anyway. But they said he choked him to death. So what are you supposed to do here? Are you supposed to help? Okay. Are you supposed to tackle this dude who's got a knife, who's obviously cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs enough to know that he shouldn't be hiding the knife and getting off the train? Or what are you supposed to do with this lady? Because I'm assuming there's not a lot of surgeons on this thing. And if you're getting stabbed in the neck 4 or 5 times, what are the odds you survive? Probably slim and none, and slim just left. So she proceeds to die and there's no mainstream media outrage. And it's very obvious why there's no mainstream media outrage, because it kills the narrative. And they're already talking about, well, security cams are now going to be against privacy rights. What? You want security cameras because you want to see what's happening here. And they're saying, well, don't show it because it's going to make everyone racist. What? Just find the criminals. I don't care if they're yellow, brown, white, black, red, doesn't matter. Just find criminals, throw them in jail forever. Now, here's my point. I was talking to Jenna about this. Why, whoever was the last judge, okay, if they let him out on cashless bail, okay, which they did, cashless bail, no bail, just go write a nice letter, said you'll be coming back. Okay. Why shouldn't the judge be held accountable? I don't understand that. Here's an example. If Jenna's a bartender and she serves me to 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer, 4 beer, 5 beer, 6 beer, 10 beer, 15 beer, and all of a sudden I'm hammered and she can see that I'm hammered and she keeps serving me, she's responsible. This is not a joke. Like this would really happen. Okay. And if I go out and get in my car and boom, careen into a bus full of nuns and kill them all, I'm accountable. And so is Jenna because she overserved me. That's a real thing. You can look it up. So yeah, not the establishment, the server is, yeah, the bartender, not the bar. So why shouldn't the judge be held accountable? I don't understand. If anyone has a comment on that, I just don't understand why the judge who keeps letting, or these judges, they keep letting animals out. At some point you say, okay, Judge Rubio, You let Jenna out. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Why did you let her out for cashless bail? And then next day she murdered someone. So you have to explain to us why you let her out. Okay. And you know what? You should get the same punishment as she did, because you're just as guilty at party, just like the bartender. The bartender should get just as guilty because they overserved the person. This judge overserved the criminal, basically saying, you're good. I know you've had 14 crimes. I get it. And yeah, they've all been really, really bad. But you know what? No cashless bail. So we're just going to let you go and just write me a little letter. To me, this is disgusting. The AP is even worse. Associated Press. Jenna, can you pull up this photo that I sent you? The AP photo. This is Associated Press, is one of the massive news organizations. Where is it? It's the one with George Floyd on it, Jenna. It says, how many times, if you type in George Floyd, 74,000 results. As of this morning on AP News Search, there was 0 results for Irina Zaruska. So that means they hadn't printed one article, not one sentence, not one word about this lady. Basically, if you're just watching mainstream media, you never even heard of it. You never even saw it. That's why I keep saying over and over and over and over, if you are just watching mainstream media, you are missing out. I mean, it's unbelievable. And after, I think, 48 hours, it wasn't mentioned on any of them. And if you watch it now, it's wild to see how they're spinning it when you can clearly see what's going on. Yeah, the Jenna says that's baby boomers. The whole baby boomer generation, I think it's basically like age 55 or 60 on up. They're the ones that are just watching that, and they just, I feel bad. I've spoken about it before, but they're just not getting the information they need. And the only reason why this is so viral is because on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, it spreads so quickly, and that's how things move now. They move so quickly. And this is going to go to the next story right now. Working hard is not enough. Working hard is not enough. Philly Karen, Philly, whatever you want to talk about it. During the Philadelphia Phillies game, I think it was on Friday, there is this lady, okay, you know, the negative for a lady that acts, I want to talk to the manager. They call her a Karen, okay, because that's just the Karen, you know, whatever. That's the vernacular they're going to use. So this lady is at the Philadelphia Phillies game. There's a home run. It's hit in front of her. She doesn't touch the ball at all. It goes to her feet. A father runs over 10, 15 steps, picks up the ball, walks it back to his, I think he's a 10-year-old kid, hands him the ball. Hey, everyone's happy because everyone knows a foul ball or home run ball, it's fair game. Until you grab it and hold on to it, anyone can get it. If it's by your feet, whatever, it's tipping up in the air, it's fair game. Anyone can get it. So let's show this video, Jenna. Okay, we're going to play that again in a second, but for those that are listening on iTunes and Spotify, he gets the ball, he goes back, gives it to his kid, hug, nice little moment. Yeah, I got a home run ball for you, bud. The Karen walks over to him and she's bebopping over, and she's got you could tell she's going to yell at the manager, hairdo and all that stuff. And she comes over and she starts berating the dad. Now, this is where things go off, because the dad, at first, he's kind of, he does like a flinch, like, what the hell's that? That was not the best move by him. Okay. But on that note, I can't even imagine if I was there and some lady came up to me, I would spread out, number one. Then I would say, spread out again, honey. Don't talk to me. Yeah, Jenna says he almost looks scared. And he did. I think he probably was like, what the hell's that? And then she's just berating him. She's like, God knows what she's saying. And he finally grabs the ball from his kid, gives it back to her and says, shoo, get away from me. Should he have done that? No. I mean, this is one of those things that the title of this one episode 106 is Children Learn by Watching. Right now, that kid's going to learn, like, okay, dad should have probably stuck up for me a little bit more. But in that moment, though, it's hard to say what you would have done, because you also don't want to create a scene. And if she's marching over to you doing that much stuff, she's going to create a scene. And then what happens if she swings at him or something like that? Is he going to start beating the hell out of her in front of 30,000 people at the Philadelphia Phillies games? So back to X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. This goes viral like within seconds. It's all over X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And it's going crazy because everyone's like, so bad that it gets back to Philadelphia Stadium. Okay. It goes back to the baseball stadium. She gets booed out of the stadium. They literally boo her out because everyone starts talking about it and they're pointing at her and filming her and filming her and filming her. And finally, security comes and says, you might want to get out of here before the natives get restless. And so they remove her from, because you got 20,000 people booing this one lady for being such a Karen. Philadelphia Phillies find out about this. They invite the kid and say, hey, we heard about what happened. Sorry about that. Come back, not backstage, come back into the dugout. We've got something for you. And so the guy that hit the home run, Jenna, go ahead and show this picture. He ends up meeting the kid and giving him a signed baseball, a signed glove, a signed bat. You can see the whole family's there. So the Karen is just getting ran through the mud. This kid gets all this. The dad, I can't tell if he looks like a good guy or a bad guy, but in hindsight, this would have been so easy for her to just not be that girl, that guy, whatever. And here's another example. Jenna, play the good baseball video. This is what should have happened. Go ahead, Jenna.
Mobile coverage cam. So this is why baseball is the greatest sport in the game. Melendez throws it to this fan, so pumped, but he's like, you know what? No, I got to give the baseball to a kid. But then later in the game, Gooby, when Walsh hits the home run, the kid's dad's going to come up with the baseball. He's like, here you go. Now you got your ball back. You got two. He's like, you know what? No.
This is incredible.
Gives it back.
That is so amazing. Look at that.
He's like, no. She's like, that's so cute.
That lady could have been, well, first of all, she shouldn't have said anything. Okay. That whole situation could have gone differently, but they are getting mocked. She got booed out of the stadium. I read a report, I don't know if it's true or not, that the owner of that arena that they also, or baseball stadium or whatever you want to call it, they've banned her from going to the games again. And I think the Philadelphia Eagles owner did the exact same thing. I don't know if that's true or if that's just internet tabloid stuff, but it'd be phenomenal if it was. And it's one of those, with people like that, you almost have to step up to them and just say, hey, spread out. I'm not dealing with this. Move along, wacko. I don't want to talk to you. You look like an idiot. My kid, this is what an idiot looks like, and just move on from there. That's why I always say I love to argue with people or have anyone discuss things with me, because I want you to keep talking, because the more you talk, usually the dumber you sound. And that's great for me. You know what also great for me? We're going to do another quick commercial for our sponsors, and then we're going to come back to Confidence is the Key with 5 questions from Jenna. These could go anywhere. Jenna, I'm out.
You have been watching The Rubio Method.
Let's get going, gang!
Our dedicated staff is ready to work for you. Artbeat specializes in custom apparel. Call us or order online. Free shipping nationwide. Custom printed shirts are our specialty, and we make sure you get exactly what you want. Bring in your own design or let our team create one for you. Promote your business, event, or club with pens, caps, bottles, mugs, and more.
Creating cool since 1985.
Take it away, Rubio.
Focus up. I'm talking to you, Todd, at Artbeat. They do a great job. I want to thank our sponsors, Artbeat and One Shot Charlie's out in Harrison, Idaho. Artbeat's a local Lewiston. You can follow them on Facebook. You can follow them both on Facebook, and they both do just absolutely great work, and we always appreciate their sponsorship. Don't forget, tonight at 9 o'clock, you've got AC of AC Sports Live. And at 9:30, you've got The Ride with Chevy and Nasty. Hopefully they're going to talk poutine talk and how terrible it is. All right, here we go. Final segment. Confidence is the key. All right, Jenna, what do you got for me? Confidence is the key. Question number 1. Rubio, finally, Travis and Taylor are engaged. Oh, God. Will the wedding be a bigger deal than the Jeff Bezos wedding? Yeah, she's talking about Travis Kelce and T Swizzle, Taylor Swift. They got engaged. Will the wedding be a bigger deal than Jeff Bezos' wedding? Oh, 1,000%. There's no way it won't be. I don't know if it'll be as expensive. All in all, I wish him the best. I actually think this is a good thing, because I think it's going to drive more people, younger people, to maybe getting married and thinking that's an okay thing. And because, you need to repopulate the society and do all that stuff. Jenna says it will bring love back. Jenna, I won't say you're wrong. I won't say you're wrong on that one. I think it's a good thing. I wish him the best. I would love to see the prenup in that relationship, because she's got to be a billionaire. She has to be a billionaire, and he's way up there. But that prenup is going to be longer than Santa's scroll. Good God. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. Jenna, what's number 2? Rubio, if you could make one lie become true, what would it be? Oh, Jesus. Good question. If you could make one lie become true, what would it be? I don't know. I don't know how many. I think it would be kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know if can I. Yeah. Okay, Jenna. No, you know what I was gonna say. Okay, Jenna just said something. I can't say something because there could be kids watching, so I won't say that one. It has to do with December 25th. I don't know. I don't know, Jenna. That's a good question. If I had one lie that could become true, I don't know. That's a great question. You even got me stumped. Next question, Jenna. That was a good one. I like that one though. What's number 3, Jenna? Where are you, Jenna? Where are you, Jenna? Do you know Starbucks is going cashless? Really? Why? You can't use cash. Number 1. Starbucks. Number 2, it tastes like burnt coffee to me. Number 3, I've got a full protest of Starbucks in airports because they always have a line 45 people deep and just hire 2, 3, 4 more baristas or whatever you want to call those people. Pay them $10 an hour. You'll make it back in 2 cups of coffee. And also my sub-tier protest of Starbucks is I refuse to use their terminology. So I'll say large or extra large. I refuse to say, what is it, venti or extra venti? I don't know. I don't speak Italian or French. I don't know what language that is. So I don't experience Starbucks a lot. I don't go to Starbucks a lot. So yeah, I don't really care, but I don't like it. I like to pay cash sometimes. 4th question, Jenna. Was that, 3rd, 4th. Rubio, do you think Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, looks better then or now? Definitely then. I mean, right now he looks a little like Tony Dungy. If you look up Tony Dungy, Jenna, you'll know who it is. Is the Indianapolis old coach for football. I read somewhere they had an illness, why he looks so thin right now, or he was doing it for a movie role. I can't really see him doing that for a movie role because, let's be honest, he's kind of a typecast actor where he's the action guy. We got it. We want to see him throw things, do things like that. We want to see him in Fast and the Furious 47. It's called Guy with Chicken. That's the movie. Guy with Chicken. Is that his pet, or is it he just eats chicken? That video is next. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess I got a video coming. Go ahead, Jenna.
I don't know. So then
I saw no video, Jenna.
I don't know. So then the bride or
Rubio, what would you do what this is in front of the Queen's Guards? No, I wouldn't act like an idiot in front of the Queen's Guards. I've been there, actually. It's actually pretty cool. The pomp and circumstance. Their food's also terrible. But this guy was acting like a jackass. He got treated like a jackass. It's very, very, very simple. You act like an idiot, you get treated like an idiot. He knows the rules. You're not supposed to touch them. Their job is very stoic. It's very, very cool. If you watch it, like I said, the food is terrible, but you can watch it and you can just see their job is just to stay stoic, boom, looking straight ahead, blah, 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 blah. Don't bother them. They won't bother you. It's the whole pomp and circumstance of it. It's, so does this guy deserve to get beat down? 100%. The guard should have gone and kicked him in the face after. There's no doubt in my mind on that one. So I think that's it. Yeah. And you see, Jenna says he kept saying, leave the Queen's Guard alone. Yeah. You've been warned, dude. And you know the rules. Because he even said, he's like, you can't do anything. You can't do anything. Well, now he can. And you're an idiot. All right. Let's wrap it up. Jenna, the bottom line for all you new watchers and listeners on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, and all that good stuff. The bottom line is all the stuff that you should have learned without even realizing you learned it. Number 1, learn to let things go, even though I can't. I probably would have had a better meal with the Devil's Bridesmaids and their holding of the syllables, but I couldn't let it go. And I need to work on that really bad. Number 2, if you're in a populated area, know your surroundings and be brutal. Being rude can save your life. If you're sitting next to someone and you don't feel comfortable next to them, get up and move. And you're like, well, I don't want to do that because I'm considered rude. Too bad. It's better to be known rude and alive than polite and dead. So there's that. And number 3, children learn by watching. This goes throughout every single thing we talked about today, but especially the baseball incident with the Karen Philly or Philly Karen. Children learn by watching. You can say whatever you want to a child, but if they see you doing something different, they're going to learn and they're going to watch and they're going to watch and they're going to learn. Simple. I want to thank Jenna for her great work on today's podcast. I want to thank everyone that chimed in, all the people that are watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Spotify. Remember, you can see all these clips. They're going to be on YouTube later, spliced up, and also on TikTok, Instagram, X, and all that good stuff. On that note, Jenna, I'm out.
Thanks for watching The Rubio Method. Be sure to spread the word, and don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook.